Hello everyone, I'm Arkangel. Days ago, I made a video about the inclusion of the character Yasuke as main protagonist of Assassin's Creed Shadows. I just expressed some thoughts, but I noticed, thanks to a comment, that I referenced this guy, Thomas Lockley, without noticing. Yes, I did. Mainly because I didn't remember the name of this guy. But anyways, that's the danger of this kind of information just going around. As always, timestamps. I made a small mistake that I will explain, so you can jump that part if you'd like to. I read the article Gaming's latest culture war targets Yasuke, Japan's Black Samurai, where they cite his opinion. I referenced a part where they talk about Yasuke being an assistant or similar. Now, there were other parts of the article that I didn't like. I know it's easy to say, oh, you didn't like it now after, you made the video. But anyways, I really didn't like some parts of the article when I read it. But anyways, I really didn't know who this guy was. I didn't remember his name. But anyways, I didn't like, but that, they wanted to like play fair, something like that. But it was weird. In the article, they don't mention him as being the center of, as they say, war. Um, I have to say also that maybe it's like he has some connections in the Japan Times because the articles that he has there are two. One is this one about Yasuke and those things, and the other one is about his new stupid book. Yeah, I'm gonna be petty like that. And for some reason, they are not connected, as maybe they don't want the other to be, in my opinion, tainted. But it's just my opinion. I'm just speculating about this because it's weird for me how all this happened. And the writers of the articles were also, I think, like American or something. They were not Japanese as other articles. And this is about culture, so I think they should have been Japanese. But anyway, it was my bad for not paying enough attention. And in my defense, I was running high on sugar because I was eating a lot of cake that day. Yes, I was. And it was also my bad because I made the video really fast. So a small mistake was basically amplified. But, anyways, now let's talk about this guy's background. And I have to say, yes, I have a whole thing like here prepared about his background. And I have to say, this guy doesn't have anything that qualifies him as a Japanese historian of any kind. And I really don't know. I wrote this days ago and I went to Wikipedia and a lot of places, and I really don't see anything that qualifies him to just start like writing about Japanese history at all. I don't understand. And I know that we want to be like open minded and say, oh, you don't need to have certain education about certain topics to be quote unquote an expert, or something like that. Because people can actually learn about things, and actually become an expert without like having specialized studies about it. But in any case, the thing is that this guy is just like an English professor, and he says in one of his videos that he doesn't like history, and an interview that he made. In any case, let's continue with his background. And I was searching for his credentials and studies. According to an article on Merici, he graduated as a language teacher in the University of Sheffield. Then he studied at Open University, and what he studied there, who knows? We don't know because it just says that. And what you find in Wikipedia is that he was a visiting researcher at SOAS University, SOAS. SOAS is a School of Oriental and African Studies. This uni has a long history, but nowadays they teach diversity and inclusion stuff. Yes, it's never mentioned what he studied there or how is he involved there. It wasn't clear because a lot of the information is in Japanese or not clear enough. It just says in some places that he was like teaching history in like teaching history in English or teaching Japanese history in English, so it's not clear. I had to translate some things from Japanese, and it's actually not clear if he actually received any kind of Japanese history or something like that. And I wouldn't trust this university either. But whatever. The thing is that we don't know exactly what he studied there. Then he became an associate at Nihon University, maybe through this SOAS University. In Nihon University, he presented some seminars about Yasuke, of course, but also about diversity stuff. Yes, yes. And the name of the lecture is Diversity and Inclusion. Oh, yes, directly to the point. Diversity and Inclusion, a content and language integrated learning self-study book about inspiring Japanese women and its conceptual framework. And this is confusing for me because speaking about Japanese women and diversity and inclusion, I don't know. I have a hard time understanding that. But this thing, like content and language integrated learning, it's a little bit kind of I don't know, weird as far as I could read. But anyways, now I don't want to speculate. This is the information that appears on the Nihon University Research website. These lectures were presented in both years 2021 and 2022. Another interesting fact about him is that in one interview, as I mentioned before, it was recently, he said that he doesn't like history and preferred language. And I think I said English professor instead of English teacher because that's what it is, like English teacher, like language teacher, not English professor, which I think are different things. He said that he preferred language, and it really shows because he's allegedly, just making stuff up. And I say allegedly because, I think there are some facts in Japanese mainly that people need to check up, and I don't know Japanese, so let's continue. Instead of actually, presenting history like it is, he's allegedly making it up. Now, I want to speculate a tiny bit. Yes, I want to speculate about something that I don't know. It just came up to me when I was investigating, and I would say superficially about this guy. That is that I doubt Lockley's ability to understand Japanese enough to be a Japanese historian and quote unquote historian, It's my opinion that he can't understand Japanese that well. I've seen many videos of him talking and speaking about Japanese stuff, and I think I've never heard a sentence in Japanese other than names and things around his book. All his lectures and classes are in English too. I'm not saying he doesn't speak the language, just that he maybe doesn't have the level to be a quote unquote historian on Japanese history. I even searched his name in Japanese and found an article with a video. He was speaking English in the video too. It's just something weird for me. It's a speculation, but wanted to share it because I have involved myself in Japanese, events and things like that. And a lot of people at some point, because I was taking some classes, and at some point, yes, you're going to be speaking Japanese because of some events and things like that. Yes. And I was just like taking some classes, okay? And this guy is just it's like a historian with a book and all that. Ah, my lord. This is kind of weird. But anyways, in the same article, Gamers Wars Targets Yasuke by Japan Times, they say that Sakujin Kirino, a historian, fact checks his book. They then corrected and erased that part. But interesting is that Thomas Lockley never talked to this historian, but his translator, the translator of his book, talks to the historian about the book. And apparently, I don't remember what it is, but apparently Sakujin Kirino only provided an opinion, that we don't know exactly what he said, but it's interesting that Thomas Lockley himself didn't communicate with the historian. Strange, right? Now, I focused this video on him, but that doesn't mean that Ubisoft is some kind of victim. They purposely wanted a black guy in a Japan-focused game. I think they could have used him as a side character and it would have been wonderful, but using him as the main character was a really bad idea. The work The work environment was must be tense at Ubisoft right now. Maybe not as much as some weeks before, but pretty tense. I can feel it. um, Wanted to add that there is some more info about this guy, but about what this guy did. Like the English version of the book is different from the Japanese one. I don't want to go that deep because I don't speak Japanese, but I'd appreciate anyone who wants to drop any info about it. Thank you. This subject, I have to say, is a little bit personal. I've been involved with the Japanese culture for many years. Family and friends have benefited from Japanese programs in the past, and I wouldn't like these things to change just because that one person that wants to ruin it all. And yes, I think he went to Japan the first time just because of I think was educational program. But the thing is that things can change. I hope they don't because I think they understand that this guy is just full of s. I'm sorry, but the thing is that this really makes me mad. I hope things just continue as they are. Guys, thank you for watching. See you in another video and have fun. Bye.